Good afternoon once again, everybody. I am here simply to talk about Zesty Jesus' random bullet spread video he most recently released and talk about why I think the conclusion is slightly different than the one he came to, or at least my conclusion would be. What Zesty here did is he shot at an engineer from various different ranges using a shotgun and compiling the data using random bullet spread. I have no problem with this. I think it's the best way to accurately collect all this data, specifically because it would be very difficult to accurately collect data in a real game of Team Fortress 2. My issue comes with the conclusion that he comes to, stating that the most important spaces in his data collection are on the upper and lower 15% of damage spread, and I simply think this isn't true. These two major damage numbers, 36 and 43, both being the most common amounts of damage to be done at medium range, are very significant. And I'm choosing to talk about his medium range because the short and long range don't really matter. You'll be doing fairly consistent damage at short range with random bullet spread, and long range damage really doesn't matter with a shotgun. You shouldn't be worrying about it. But I do think this medium range is extremely important to be thinking about when talking about random bullet spread, shotgun damage, and the like. So when you're fighting in Team Fortress 2, you're not looking at these numbers, let's be real. You look at them for a second and you automatically change them into how many more shots do I need to kill this player, right? So I'm fighting a scout, okay? I shoot him once and I deal 43 damage. Great. I need to hit him 2 more times to kill this scout. Well, then I deal, say, 36 damage and then 30 damage. Well, that may not equal out to be 125. In fact, it doesn't. So you have a problem, right? You have an inconsistent amount of damage doing the most common amounts of damage to be done at medium range according to this study specifically. Not only that, but say you engage at medium range, and okay, you hit that scout for 55 damage. That's great. I still only need to hit him twice more. But then you hit him for 24 damage, and then 30 damage, and you see the problem, right? So, what conclusion am I drawing from this then? Well, I think that to use average statistical analysis, saying that there needs to be significant changes on the 5% or the 1% is not accurate to Team Fortress 2 because that is not how the game is played out. I'm saying that the possibility of the damage deviation between 4 and 3 shots, or even 5 shots in this damage range here, is significant enough to say that it should be completely removed from the game, regardless of, well, any other data collected. Zesty mentions that removing random bullet spread from the game could potentially make classes like Scout significantly more powerful at long range, and I'm here to simply say that that is not true. I've played on Uncletopia servers for a couple of years now. I've been playing Scout for over 400 hours, and I can significantly say that I am much more consistent within my damage range that I should be effective in, and not at longer ranges with random bullet spread disabled, and I think that is important. Not only is damage fall off and the spread of regular bullet spread, the square pattern that you get, significant enough to keep you from being far too powerful at long range, it's a shotgun. Your aim will keep you out of that anyway. It's very difficult to land all your bullets in one collective area at long range, even with random bullet spread enabled. In fact, I would actually argue it's easier. So I think that argument on its own follows apart. Zesty also makes mention of realism, and I think that's just a silly argument to make in terms of Team Fortress 2. There are so many silly things that happen in this game. None of it is realistic. Rocket jumping, rockets in general, the engineer class, the minigun, the crusader's crossbow, the syringe gun, a bat dealing less damage than a shovel, a metal bat dealing less damage than a metal shovel for some reason. All these things don't really make a whole lot of sense in terms of the real world, but that's not what this game is about. I feel that all other classes have an ability to consistently tell how much damage they're going to do depending on when their shot lands. So you're talking about like a rocket, splash damage. Oh, you can't predict that. Well, you kind of can. You look at a soldier, hit somebody or the rocket 2 or 3 meters away from them, you know it's going to do minimal damage, as if you land it right at their feet, that's going to do around 100 damage if you're close enough. You can tell all those things from your distance with time played, but random bullet deviation does not allow you to consistently tell how much damage am I going to do for certain when shooting this character at this position from this far away with my aim that I know about. And I think that is a very important distinction to make in Team Fortress 2, to avoid situations like this, where you get the differences between 3 and 4 shots to kill, or even 5 shots to kill, taking into account the 30 damage range. That being said, once again, I'm very happy that Zesty went out of his way to collect this data so that I can come to a different conclusion than he did. But honestly, I really do hope that he continues to make videos like this, because I think it's important to call out things against the hive mind in the Team Fortress collective to encourage discussion and things like that. That being said, hopefully my next video is a little bit more put together. I do not plan to doing very many like this. I just wanted to get my my thoughts out as quickly as I could and as collectively as I could as well. Thank you.